Okay, so hello everyone. I know it's really long. We had a video on any of the tutorial, and I think this is the last tutorial which we had. So today I was just thinking, I was just finding out what we can have today. So I was been working on the few things and was not able to make a video from the last 2 weeks. This was, if I say, sort of really great learning, great and the quick learning for me. And I got many new things which we will going to be cover up in the subsequent videos. And if I talk about today's topic, so it's many of the fellow developers, we somehow and the any point of time we face the call. I mean, where we have to call the web APIs, not just the one API, two or three APIs or the set of APIs, one after the another one. So in this video we will going to cover the same scenario. Whenever you wanted to have, or whenever your algorithm or your business need and the requirement demands the subsequential call of the web APIs, like one call has been dependent to the another call and so on. So if you are facing the same scenario, so how you can handle this out. So enough word. Now let's again and have the call in place. Okay, so let's name it out. I will call it a chain API call. Okay, fine. Then what else? First one we can go ahead with public static void main. Okay, now just create the another method, static void call API. Okay, fine. String API, the string data. Okay, perfect. Now let's suppose you wanted to make two API calls. Okay, first one, okay, in the first scenario let's not define anything into the prototype. Okay, now let's go ahead and have the two API in place. API could be anything. I mean, for me API could be either the which return the JSON or simple the web URL. So since I'm just using it for the demo purpose, so and I'm not having any API as of now running on my local, so let's go ahead and just pass the something with the HTML. So let's have the another method. Okay. Okay, now what we have to do here is URL equals to URL1 equals to new URL. Okay, then okay, that is the signature. Okay. Let's check if we have any method which can directly come up with this scenario. Unfortunately not. So what we can do then, this thing I won't like, but I don't have any other option. So now, so with the JDK 8 we have the completable feature. So those completable feature, I mean, so those who are aware with the fire and forget and the future calling with the threads. So earlier it happened with the future interface and executable interfaces. So those were the very old school, and those were also very successful and one of my favorite APIs. But with the JDK 8 they just make it a very clear, and you can, I mean, it's just like awesome. You can do the chaining and the back-to-back calling on the fingertip. So how we can do it out? So this one available in the two methods. First one is the run async, and the another one is supply async. Now when we say run async and supply async, there is a completely a different method in the methodology. As you can see in the run async, it's old school and very sophisticated interface which is called the runnable has been passed up. Here the new interface, I mean not new as in new with the JDK 7 and the JDK 8. So this interface introduced, the supplier introduced with the JDK 8, and it's come up with its own takeaway. So what's the benefit of using the supplier async? We will just going to be seeing now. Let's suppose you are running in the situation where you just have to call the one API. So just go ahead and simply do it out. Okay, and here, not just here. Very bad with this, I know. So just bear with me, guys. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. So let's suppose first we called HTTP. Okay, so this will going to be return us. We can apply, then apply. Okay, so that's the beauty. Then apply. Okay, and here let's suppose we have to do the certain operation. Okay, the back-to-back call we needed after it. So then go ahead and simply do the next step. nothing apply, then run async. Okay. Multiple method we have for our scenario. I guess this could be the takeaway. Okay. Okay. So in this one, if you wanted to do okay, fine. And what else we can do here is, like, first this should call and then this should call. Okay. There is a task as well. I mean, if we wanted, we can have it too, but let's go ahead and first try both the things, which is independent but need to do the sequential one. So let's go ahead and run this example, and before running that, let's have a small thing here. Okay, cool. Similarly here. So this could be your step 1. Sorry. And this could be your step 2. Okay. Now go ahead and run up this example. Oh, my bad. Call APIs. Okay, go ahead and run it out. Okay. Cool. So that's how it is. Step 1 is here and step 2 is here. Now the question is why I use the cat here. So there's a catch. What happens when we use a completable feature? Until we are not giving up the cat statement, it's normally get called up, but it will be not gonna return it out. So that's the reason we just have to put the cat here, as in the safe case. So I would recommend to use a cat in the scenario when we are working with the completable features, although there is a lot of many catch, but this is the one which I recommend. So this is the scenario when we have to just call up the 2 API. Now what about when we run up with the multiple API calls? Let's suppose when we are actually returning something, and that need to be called up again and again, the set of APIs. So let's think of that particular scenario, and then we can find it out for no case. Okay, so in that case, what could be the approach we can have? So let's suppose when we have to recursively call the one and the another API, which actually dependent on the data. Okay, so this is a run async, which basically use the runnable interface. So whenever we have to do something with the takeaway after the calling the one API, in that case we can use here is then apply. So that's the reason I was just not taking it up in the initial one. So let's suppose I go ahead and I just pass the data here. So if let's suppose I just, as you can see, there is a lot many words here. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's go ahead and check how many times we have Google in the string. Okay, so it's a very simple word count program. We are just gonna write it out. So I'm just assuming a one scenario where I just need to do the certain operation as in the output which we are just coming up here, or vice versa. You can use in any way, like one API could be this one can be called up with along this one in the real life scenario, just like when we wanted to have, when we have to just process the responses and then we have to make a call on this one. So in the same way we can do it, but let's suppose on this one we just have to count the applications and the word count. So let's go ahead and again word count. Okay, okay, here is also data. Now okay, if I can do it out. So if I just wanted to okay, cool. Just using like we can, sorry, no, I can just have it out with this thing. Okay, cool enough. Okay, cool. So I got my data. Okay, you can have data 2 here. To be very precise, to lowercase and Okay, and then return the okay. So now let's go ahead and just count the word Google here. So if you see now, it will gonna return the integer value. Generically, it just return the type, the generic type. We will cover up the one topic just with the generic process. So now let's go ahead. As per this current algorithm, first it will just going to be get the data from the google.com. Then we will just going to be execute the job, which will be going to be execute on the data which we get in the first step. So this will be the simple word count. I just counting the word for the Google. So let's go ahead and check out the result. Okay, fine. So the count is 35. Okay, and to get it checked, how many counts? Okay. So that's the reason as we just separated with the HTML tag. So count could be the one. I mean, that could be vary, but the thing is, we just find it out the two ways of the working. So this is the way we can call back the one API after the another one, and this is the way which we can actually use when we wanted to call the nested APIs. Hope this tutorial found you useful and it got the some addition on your learning with the Java. So hope you guys love this video, and please make sure to like, comment and share. And if you like the content and wanted to be get it updated with this short and tricks, so please do the subscription of the channel. Thank you so much, guys. Be healthy, be happy, and happy coding. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you, guys.